if you are looking for personal use or are you looking to buy for an investment. Okay, so you need to be really very clear about these things.
Three, two, one.
सो हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू अवर चैनल डायनामिक ग्रो। दिस इज़ तनुज हियर। दोस्तों, आज की जो वीडियो होने वाली है काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग है और काफ़ी इन्फॉर्मेटिव है। वाई? बिकॉज टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट विच आर द फैक्टर और विच आर द थिंग यू शुड कंसिडर व्हेन you are buying a property. But before get into this video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification button so you won't miss our further videos. So Captain Saab, which are the things we should consider when we are buying a property?
There are quite a few factors which you need to consider before buying a property or before going in to look at a property. First of all, you need to identify your budget and be very precise about your budget. With that in mind, I would like to, put across something to our viewers who are wanting to buy or who are planning to buy properties in Turkey. My suggestion it's a very genuine suggestion and it's kind of advice that when we say identify your budget, that means you need to have that kind of liquid funds in the bank. Okay, first of all, when you're coming to Turkey, you will need to open a bank account out here and transfer your funds. Once you do that, only then I would recommend and suggest that you start looking for a property.
Why is it?
Okay, I was just going to come to that. Why? Because the property market in Turkey is really fast moving. So here, the thing is that the people don't like to wait for anybody.
Why is it like अंकल कि ये इतना fast moving market है?
Okay, very good question, Tanuj. ये इसलिए because there is a lot of demand as of now, presently. There is a lot of demand in Turkey, per se Istanbul, okay, and there is a shortage of supply. So that is the reason you are not able to find good deals.
Okay.
Very what you say? I would let me put it this way: you are not able to, or the good houses are very difficult to find. But if you have money ready with you, you can on the spot bargain and negotiate well. That's my point. So, and other thing is that here you have to make up your mind very fast whether you would like to go for the property or no. It's not like you see the property today and after maybe about 4-5 days you will make up your mind and you will think about it. No, you have to be really good with your homework about the area, about the location, and about the prices in that area. Okay, so as to give you a very clear picture about the prices and the ongoing per square meter rate of that area. Okay, once you have a good idea about those things, then according to me, you are very well equipped with the knowledge of buying a property over there in that area.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you. Let's suppose my equity is ready, है ना? So how much time will I have to buy a property? Like per se, कितना टाइम मेरे पास रहेगा कि मैं उस प्रॉपर्टी को, अगर कोई सपोज मेरे को प्रॉपर्टी पसंद आई, तो how much time will I have to buy this or to buy that property?
Okay, it all depends upon you, Tanuj. Say suppose if you like a property and if you make up your mind, you just need to give the token for that property. Okay, and assuming that your funds are ready in the bank, you have absolutely no fear as of losing the property, because after you give the token, there is an obligation of the seller to make an appointment with the registration office, which we call it as the tapu office out here, and you get an appointment within 7 to 10 days. And in that 7 to 10, after that 7 to 10 days, your registration or your title deed is done on that same day when you have the appointment in the office, in the tapu office. So the thing is that on the same day you need to make the payment.
Basically, how much time it will need? Like in general, how much days?
As I said, about a week or 10 days. In Turkey, it's like this, that when you are going to your title deed, you need to have your funds ready, and the moment you get your title deed, just before that, you will have to transfer the funds to the seller. So I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is one of the aspect, and this is why I tell people, that before coming, you need to make sure that your funds are ready and you have your budget identified.
So you can make up your mind quickly.
Exactly. Secondly, you need to be very clear in your mind what is your purpose for buying the property. Okay. By saying that, I mean that if you are looking for personal use, or are you looking to buy for an investment. Okay. So you need to be really very clear about these things. Okay. So suppose, for example, if you are buying for a personal use, then it's a totally different criteria. But if you want to buy for investment, then you need to identify quite a set of different criteria, that you need to keep in mind when you're buying for investment purpose. Okay, so this is what I would say, that firstly you need to identify the budget. Second is you need to be very clear about whether you're buying for personal use or for investment. And if you're buying for investment, then one thing I always tell my colleagues and my viewers and our friends, that you need to keep your emotions aside and you need to think with your head. It's all game of numbers.
Numbers.
Okay.
That's true.
It all boils down to numbers.
सॉरी आई एम इंटरप्टिंग यू कि डिफरेंस क्या है एक्चुअली में, जो एक अगर मैं आपको कहूँ पर्सनल यूज में और इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रॉपर्टी में, व्हाई नंबर्स आर वेरी क्रूशियल इन इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रॉपर्टीज?
Okay. See, when you are buying for your personal use or you want a property to stay in, then you would want to look at it from a very different angle. You might have a certain thing in head that my house should be like this. It should have a certain view, maybe a green view or a sea view, or it should be a overlooking a garden, or it should be on the ground floor with the garden in front of you. Different people have different
Opinions and
ideas, and they have different preferences. It's all up to them. So it's all individual. But the moment you are buying the property for investment purpose, you have to always think from the point of view of a renter or a tenant who is going to be the end user of the property. Okay. So the thing is that, when you start thinking like that, then you will start calculating the numbers in your head. Okay. So the numbers start working.
like suppose कि which are the factor first you think about कि ये चीजें होनी चाहिए एक टेनेंट के हिसाब से? आपको क्या लगता है ऐसा पर्सनली, आपके ओपिनियन में क्या है कि मेरा टेनेंट को मेरी क्या जरूरत है? टेनेंट का जो है पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सोच के अकॉर्डिंगली आप प्रॉपर्टी को फाइंड आउट करते हैं और इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं.
Exactly, obviously. Okay, let me ask you one question. Suppose if you are a professional, or suppose for example you are a student, and you are looking for a house, on rent.
Okay.
So what would you be looking at in a house?
From my point of view, first I will look for the how far is it from my workplace. Okay. Second, how far is it from transportation market, because I don't have much time to prepare all of the my food stuff. And मैं ऐसी जगह देखूंगा बेसिकली कि थोड़ा कॉम्पैक्ट भी हो, जिससे कि मेरे को क्लीनिंग ना ज़्यादा करनी पड़े बेसिकली, और मतलब मेरे जो वर्क प्लेस है उससे काफ़ी पास मिलती जुलती रहे, ठीक है, और मतलब थोड़ा पीसफुल सा एरिया हो, ठीक है। मेरे को व्यू नहीं भी होगा जनरली, इट्स ओके, बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम आई एम स्पेंडिंग एट माई वर्क प्लेस, ठीक है। तो ये चीज़ें मेरी रिक्वायरमेंट रहेंगी जनरली एज अ टेनेंट, और इट शुड बी इन माई बजट।
Exactly. You have answered the question to some extent yourself. Okay. So then again, I would say that when you are going to buy for investment, you are not going to go in for a property which is very luxurious, okay, and which has X, Y, Z amenities, as people say that gated community and a swimming pool and a jacuzzi and a sauna and a gymnasium. No.
I can't use that because I don't have time, because most of the time I am at my workplace.
Exactly.
So when I'm going to use this, basically I'm throwing my extra money which I can use on the utility bills and etc.
Exactly. So the thing is that here, when you're buying a property for investment, see, as a landlord or as a renter also, you wouldn't want to pay extra, on top of your rent just for the amenities.
Exactly.
Because you do not have the time. You are a professional. You do not have too much time.
I have cut to cut budget. I have just cut to
Yes. Okay. If you are having a family, then it's a different issue. Then you might go in for something which is very similar. But if you are a professional who's working, or if you're just a couple, so you don't need all those things. Okay. And even when from a landlord, from an owner's point of view, when you see all these are extra, expenses incurred on a property. So nobody would want to do that.
Of course.
See, a smart investor is that who identifies a property with the best capital. When we say best capital, means you go in for a property which is just below the market value, or which is a good bargain or a good deal.
Like undervalued.
Or if it is not an undervalued, but the location is nice, you know that for sure you are going to get a good rental income over there, then it makes sense. Okay, so for me, if I am an investor and if I am buying, suppose in Istanbul, okay, I know per se now in Istanbul you can have a good rental return is approximately 5% on an average. You can say that more or less. So if I am getting a 5% rental return, it is good for me. I would go in for that property. Whether that property is luxurious, I don't care, or not, I don't care. Okay, it should be decent. It should be close from the transportation and schools and the supermarkets. It should be centrally located. Okay, and if not a premium location, in a prime location. Okay, which has all the facilities quite close by. If not very close, but in the proximity.
Like within 1 kilometer.
Within a kilometer or so.
500 meters.
So that when you are renting it out to somebody who's a professional, he doesn't have to waste much time on traveling. Okay.
Like as personal, because कि अगर वो time मेरे पास रहेगा तो I can put that time to develop some other skills.
Exactly. And time is money.
Time is money. Time equals to money.
Yes. So this is very important that you need to keep this in mind. You have to think with your head when you're going in for an investment, when you're investing, when you're buying a property for investment.
So Captain Saab, what type of property an investor should look for? What is your recommendation and suggestion to our investors and to our viewers?
Anyway, my take on this is, Tanuj, you should always go in for smaller units, such as studio or a 1+1, rather going in for a big 3+1 or maybe bigger than those apartments. The reason being, I'll tell you, is that first of all, these small units are very easy to rent out. Second, the liquidity is very good. You can easily sell them off when you want. Third, they give you a better ROI than the bigger units. Okay. Any day, anywhere, if you compare bigger units with smaller units will always have an edge over the bigger units in terms of ROI. And fourth, they are easy to maintain. So, to conclude, always go in for smaller units.
The major takeaway from this today's discussion, it is very important to know whether you are buying for your personal use or for your investment. क्योंकि क्या होता है जब आप पर्सनल और इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए जाते हैं तो जो उनके क्राइटेरियाज होते हैं वो चेंज हो जाते हैं. द क्राइटेरियाज कुड बी डिफरेंट. और व्हेन यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग, थिंक रैशनली. डोंट लेट योर इमोशन किल योर इन्वेस्टमेंट्स. With that, we take your leave. But before leaving, please subscribe to our channel, hit that notification button so you won't miss our further videos, and share this video with your friends and colleagues.
Thank you.
Bye bye.